governance. Please write this. Under collaborative governance, do you know any examples of collaborative governance in India? Collaborative governance, you are collaborating with whom? You are collaborating with specialists, right? You are collaborating with whom? You are collaborating with technical experts. For example, we have collaborative governance. Example is Green Revolution. Right? Green Revolution under MS Swaminathan, who was not a career bureaucrat. Right? Who was not a career bureaucrat. Swaminathan. Okay. Then you have White Revolution. Do you know what the White Revolution is? White Revolution है क्या? हाँ? Varghese Kurian. So this is also another example of collaborative governance. And this is an example of where we see how even, collaborating with the private sector, collaborating with specialists helps in what? Green Revolution gave us food security. Right? Then you have IT Revolution under Sam Pitroda. Under Sam Pitroda. Yeah, you can see it's not the privatization is the critique, but you can have academicians, right? That is also collaborative governance. Like people, let's say you are a professor in JNU, right? And you are also thinking about international relations. You've written papers on international relations. So if the government is bringing you, you're also it's a collaborative governance to make. Let's say the government wants to make the national security doctrine. There is no national security doctrine for India so far. There's been a lot of debate, should we have it, should we not have it? That is internal security, GS3. But we don't have a national security doctrine. So let's say the government decides, a new government has come into power and decides, let's have a national security doctrine. And don't you think they will also hire academicians like, do you know any scholar? I forgot his name. C. Rajamohan, for example, or Brahma Chaleni. Do you know these? They're Indian scholars who have expertise in IR. Okay, right? Or Happy Mohan Jacob. Amartya Sen with regards to capability approach economics. We can bring, let's say, Amartya Sen into economics. So what I'm trying to say is that that is also lateral entry, Sneha. Okay, that is not private sector. That is academicians. Okay, understood. Okay, so these are examples where having collaborative governance is helped. So that way using it, but so when you team up with academicians, it is more safer. When you go back to judiciary, have you heard of the term eminent jurist? Right, eminent jurist or distinguished jurist. Have you heard of this? Eminent jurist. So there is the vacancy of a distinguished jurist, but there has not been any appointment made. But the idea of a distinguished jurist has been influenced from the US in judicial structure, where sometimes they recruit philosophers, or they recruit academicians who have high understanding or expert understanding of judicial philosophy. What is it called? Nishant might know. Law and philosophical aspects of law, and everything. Jurisprudence, yes, jurisprudence. So that is also an example of what? Collaborative governance, and that is also an example of lateral entry. That person did not give any civil service examination, but he got in through how? He or she is recruited how? Of his academic knowledge of jurisprudence. So there you can also write, again you can link the facts and you can write, see, that is a good thing. But to criticize that aspect, bring in the private sector. That is why to criticize it, we brought in the private sector, because the private sector is easy to criticize. An academician does not look for profit. right? Yes, they have high ego because they think that it's their intellect, but it's a personal statement. Do not copy it. But because I'm also in the academic, I'm also an academician to an extent, so I might try to understand, because profit is a very negative factor, minimal factor that they go after. It's most of intellectual liability or intellectual uh, legitimacy. So, so to bring in criticisms, we bring in the private sector. Okay, then so that is an example of collaborative governance. If you look at the 72nd annual report of UPSC, the UPSC has said that there has been an issue of increasing workload due to applicants to post ratio. What is applicants to post ratio? That is number of vacancies. Applicants to post ratio. What is it? Do you know what applicants? The amount of applicants have increased. But the vacancy in post have decreased, or they are still the same. Right? What is the number of applicants for UPSC exam every year? UPSC Prelims, how many applicants show up? To give you a general idea, we have 15 lakh applicants. In that 10 lakh, 15 lakh show up for the, like, register when the form comes out. In that 10 lakh, give the exam. And in that 10 lakh, how many are selected? 10,000 for mains. In that 10,000, how many are selected? In the final list, depending on the vacancy, usually only 1,000. Right? Usually only 1,000, depending on vacancy. But the vacancy sometimes is from 800 to the range of 1,000. And this has been the range for so many years. Right? So this is post. So the post is the same, or it sometimes reduces. But applicants have increased. Right? Applicants have increased. They have increased to 15 lakh. Understood? So there is an issue of increasing workload for UPSC due to the increase in applicants to post ratio. And furthermore, an analysis has been made that the number of vacancies post liberalization has reduced, right? Because we had tried to reduce what? We had tried to reduce the influence of government sector in Indian polity. So the number of vacancies in government sector has reduced, right? In government sector has reduced. But after that, but despite the post-liberalization, number of applicants increased from 43,000. This was the number of applicants in 1950 to 26 lakh in 2020 and 2021. So you see the number of if you look at 1950, imagine you were born around that time and you're giving the UPSC exam in 1950. You just have to deal with 43,000 other people to compete with. Now you have that in lakhs, 26 lakhs. How did this happen? It's happened because it's also the mentality. Kya hota hai? It's not a bad thing or good thing. There's no criticism, right? We are all aspirants here. The point to note is that you can write this as well. There has been a decrease in post due to liberalization as reduced government control and therefore reduced need for government officials. Are you writing it down, all of you? Okay, I will repeat. There has been a decrease in number of posts due to liberalization as a decrease in government control led to a decrease of need or reduction of need of government officials. However, Babu mentality. What is Babu mentality? BABU. BABU. The colonial idea that bureaucracy is king. right? The prestige attached to it, right? Is it really your intention to serve the people or serve the country, or is it really your intention to serve yourself because of the prestige it provides? That is the question. So Babu mentality has not reduced post liberalization. And post liberalization, another factor you can write is that the middle class income rose.